My good people, as much as we see the bipartisan talks are trying to be moved to another level of discussion, then there is a possibility that Raila Amolo Odinga will not acquire what he have been intending to acquire. This is because the bipartisan talk have been discussed, agreements and resolutions have been discussed, but again, these agreements and resolutions have been decided to be taken to another level for more discussions and to legalize it. This is the Parliament and the Senate. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can briefly review about the agendas from the Azimio la Umoja side in the bipartisan talk, we have opening of the IEBC servers and auditing of the presidential election. That one is for 2022. We also have reconstituting of the IEBC. According to these two agendas that the opposition side are having in the bipartisan talks, this shows that there must be bending of laws or going against the constitution in order to satisfy the will of the Azimio la Umoja as a party. And this is not the wish of the whole Azimio la Umoja group, but it is a selfish interest of Raila Odinga. Now that he was the presidential candidate, auditing of elections, how will it benefit Azimio la Umoja, a whole coalition? How will it benefit them? It will benefit the candidate who feels like he is the one who won these elections. But before we go into details, we want to see the reaction of the government, especially the president, on this step of going against the law in order to satisfy the need of Raila Amolo Odinga. Please watch the following clip, listen to it carefully, and enjoy watching.
My elder brother, Mr. Raila Odinga, we cannot have two sets of laws in Kenya. It's not possible. We have one constitution, we have one set of laws established by the people of Kenya, laws passed by the representatives of the people of Kenya in Parliament. You cannot tell us that you have another set of laws that you make in your mind and pass in your thoughts, and you want to tell us that you are above the law, that you do not recognize our constitution, that you do not recognize the laws of Kenya, that you are above the law, you have your own set of laws that you have made as an individual. Number two, you cannot tell us, while the rest of us abide by the constitution, respect the laws of Kenya, and faithfully submit to the authority of the constitution and the laws of Kenya. You want to tell us that you have your own set of laws that you enforce through ultimatums, demonstrations, that you enforce by force and blackmail, using chaos and violence. It cannot be the case. Number three, you cannot tell us that while the rest of us submit to the authority of the Constitution, the institutions set up by the Constitution of Kenya, you want to tell us you have your own sets of laws where elections are decided by nameless, faceless ghosts in the name of whistleblowers, and that unless and until we submit to what the nameless and faceless ghosts have said, you are going to threaten us, you are going to blackmail us, you are going to organize demonstrations, you are going to cause violence, you are going to cause chaos. It cannot be the case, my friend. Number four, you cannot tell us that while the rest of us agree to submit, all Kenyans, all the people of Kenya, submit to the Constitution and the rule of law. You are telling us you are above the law, you have your own sets of laws, and that unless we submit to you and your sets of laws, you are going to threaten the country. You are going to organize demonstrations. You are going to organize chaos.
From the video that you have just watched, I hope you have listened carefully to President William Samoei Ruto, and we see he's very annoyed and angry about the issue of some individuals going against the rule of law and the constitution only to get their own personal interest. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as Raila Amolo Odinga and his team are trying to find the solution to the situation of Kenyans, of which it is their right to oversight the government, they have another hidden agenda of selfish interests. Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Amolo Odinga, being in opposition for so many years, he has been trying to manipulate the law in one way or another as long as his wish come true. The president is clearly stating that Kenya will never have two sets of laws. The only law that we understand is the constitution, and there will be no other law apart from the constitution that will be formulated with another person in order to at least to bring his own wish or her own wish to come true. He is addressing Raila Amolo Odinga in this manner because the action that the opposition are taking nowadays, it is a tough decision of which it is either you listen to them, it is either you submit to what they are proposing, or else they mobilize the public, cause demonstration, brainwash the supporters so that they can bring a commotion in Kenya. This is not going to be allowed by the president. Another thing, the president is talking about somebody formulating his own laws in your own mind. Then you pass it. At the end of it all, you bring out the result of what you have been daydreaming about. And it is a high time for Raila Amolo Odinga to stop dreaming of bending the law and formulating things that might bring bending of the law of Kenya. Now that the president of Kenya is even obeying and abiding to the constitution, who is Raila Amolo Odinga and his team to go against the constitution? This is paining the president so much because by any chance the opposition is trying to manipulate the constitution of Kenya, then it means that the constitution is never respected anymore and there is no meaning of this government because they are being controlled by the opposition. We don't know if this will be will come to pass because according to how he is putting strict measures, I don't know if the opposition will be successful in bending the law. We also see the last one, he is trying to be very tough in terms of elections. We see he is talking about the how people should accept and move on with what is happening. As much as the president of Kenya, other people are submitting to the authority of Kenya. Who is the authority of Kenya? We have the president himself is the authority. The constitution itself is the authority. The law itself is the authority. All the Kenyans are under the authority of Kenya. But there is this one fella who is trying to become on top of everything. And he is addressing Raila Amolo Odinga that the nation is no longer going to worship Raila Amolo Odinga. They will not allow further manipulation under the ideas that is being brought by this leader. It has been seen for so many years that previous regimes have been bending law to Raila Amolo Odinga's wish, and this has led to infringing of some of the laws in the constitution, which it is not going to be entertained. And the president is saying that he is not going to be threatened by demonstration, by violence or chaos, but he will serve what is right, obeying the constitution. My good people, no one is above the law. including the president himself or Raila Amolo Odinga. And Kenya should stop being manipulated by the opposition, because it is not for the interest of the well-being of the citizens of Kenya. If we see how they are insisting about the auditing of presidential election 2022, this one is not for, it is not going to benefit us wananchis in any way. Maybe talk about the cost of living. That one will be so beneficial to everyone. But auditing of presidential election, those one are selfish interest, and we see it is not going to be very possible. Ladies and gentlemen, according to how the president is insisting and is angry with this decision, then it is very difficult for these agendas that have been specified by the opposition, that is Azimio la Umoja, in the bipartisan talk. This wish is never going to be granted, and it will never, because just in case the government decides that okay, the servers are going to be opened, then this means that they have bent the law. Again, IEBC is an independent, it is an independent body. It is not under influence of either the government, the opposition, or anybody. It does not even give favors to any person, but it works as an independent body. So if it can be manipulated and these servers can be opened again, then it means that the values and the aims of IEBC it will be useless, because once everything that was done, expensively invested. We know Kenya used a lot of money to run the elections. Everything, it was very expensive. And now that the wish of one person is going to be allowed to bend the law, it means that Kenya, it will be out of hand, and the president will no longer have powers again to control the opposition. The issue of reconstituting of the IEBC goes hand in hand with the opening of the servers. My good people, the president is always going to remain on the top and is not going to allow any interference by Raila Amolo Odinga. And talking in specific, he has been addressing Raila Amolo Odinga because Raila Odinga is the one who is pushing for this auditing of presidential election. My good people, he is strict on this because he believes that the constitution and the law, nobody should be above these two things, and he is not going to entertain anybody. I don't know what you see about this, because so many people are very hopeful about this bipartisan talks that the wishes of the Azimio la Umoja will be granted, but coming to opening of the servers, that will be bending of the laws, that will be, if it will be a disrespect that is being expressed to this commission, which is an independent body, not influenced by anyone. Even the president has got nothing to do with the IEBC as a commission. It is just independent. Ladies and gentlemen, send me your ideas about this, because the president is very strict on his side, and the Azimio team also is also strict on its side. Do you think opening of IEBC serve and auditing of these presidential elections will be possible? Because it can be seen in one way or another that the president is not powerful and IEBC is not independent. What do you think about this? Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Send me your ideas in the comment section, and have a good day.